Let's hello, you lovelies. Let's talk about the Joker Folie A Deux. This is going to be a full spoiler review. I'm going to talk about that ending, which I both love and hate certain elements of, and I think that's part of why this film is so divisive. Going to talk about the musical elements, going to talk about everything with full spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film, or if you care about spoilers, get on out of here. I've got a non-spoiler review up yesterday. I got an out of the theater reaction that was spoiler-free. Lots of options. And speaking of lots of options, if you're new to this page, I cover comic book reviews and news, as well as movie reviews and news, and put out tons of stuff, tons of movie reviews, tons of actual comic book love, which relates to Joker. We'll talk about that here in a second, but please hit that subscription bell if you have any interest in comics or TV or movies or any of that stuff. Also, please leave a like on this video. I've been doing a ton of Joker coverage. I want to see those likes. Even if you didn't like the movie, I want to know that you liked our conversation. Also, let's have a conversation. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of Joker Folie A Deux. If you agree with my somewhat controversial statement I'm about to make, yeah, let's dive in. Joker Folie A Deux. Full spoilers. I think the strength of this film is the ending. And I think I like this film because it solves a huge problem. I did not love this film. I think me just liking it makes a lot of people think I loved it. I like this film. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. If not for the ending, I would have probably gotten a 2, 2.5, which isn't as great, but a 3-star, a beautiful experience. The visuals are stunning. I'm going to talk about the positives first. Visuals are stunning. Acting is super dynamic and interesting. Arguably as good a performance as the first film from Joaquin Pheonix, and a great performance that isn't necessarily Harley Quinn, but we're going to get to that in Lady Gaga. Actually, screw it. Let's not save that for the end. Let's talk about the ending right now. We're going to go chaotic. Let's talk about the ending. I love that the first film was made to be Taxi Driver, to be a Martin Scorsese love letter, and to use a comedian instead of a taxi driver, and be a commentary on the broken, on the betrayed, on the people that were outside society. At no point did I ever feel like Todd Philipps cared actually about the Joker as a character, nor did I think he was adapting the Joker as a character. I think the character was named Joker so the movie would get a budget and so people would see it. That is the movie, and I accepted that. It's an Elseworld by the stretchiest of ideas, and it's Joker by the stretchiest of ideas of what that word means. But as long as I accepted that, I enjoyed the film. Batman's in the film. He's 7. This isn't the Joker in Batman, or by the time Batman was old enough to fight the Joker, he'd be in a retirement home. The first film has to make you accept that this isn't Joker. It's a Joker. It's not the Joker. It felt sarcastic in its own snarky way. It felt sardonic, certainly. The second one is so sardonic, it's called the Joker Folie A Deux. It's a hard to pronounce or even search title. It's anti-blockbuster. It's not like hashtagable in an easy way. It's hard to even search because people can't spell the French, except obviously the French. Much love to the French. But all of that sardonic got carried over to the second one, which literally has Harley Quinn not with the accent, not being the one subservient to Mr. J, the one that's actually the stronger in the relationship.
Let's get out of here.
The inversion of that relationship is that she's the one with strength, he's the weak one, because I don't think Todd Philipps ever liked the character of Arthur Fleck. I think it was a commentary on this type of person. I don't think Todd Philipps has ever invested in that character in a way that was putting them on a pedestal, and I think he disliked that people put him on a pedestal. In the second film, he literally has people dressed as that version of the character, and Arthur Fleck doesn't like them. He doesn't like being associated with them. He doesn't like that attention. The end of the first film is very much like a celebration, but once Arthur actually realizes what he's become, I don't think he likes it. He breaks down in court because of it. He isn't that person. He's weak. And the film, I think, is kind of attacking the people that liked that character as a good guy. I think this is the answer to Taxi Driver in the other way. Taxi Driver is very much like wish fulfillment. It's this guy getting away with everything against literally all impossibilities, and it doesn't make sense, but people love that movie because it's a wish fulfillment. the Joker shouldn't be wish fulfillment for anyone. That's a very broken concept. And I think the response made Todd Philipps make a movie that killed that. He literally ended that through line. He doesn't want people to idolize this character. He kills him in a very weak way. He's literally bled out. And that Joker cutting cheek thing, a lot of people are like, oh, Heath Ledger origin. Harvey Dent is in this movie. It's a different guy who gets blown half up, who isn't Aaron Eckhart. Does he get scarred twice? Is he quad face? Or is both sides of his face messed up? Or is one side very messed up? It's not Heath's Joker, and I did not like that. I liked the ending because I thought the twists and turns of the film kept me guessing whether or not he'd die. The whole film, you're wondering if he's going to die or not, or at least I was. I didn't know if they'd actually do it, and I liked the suspense of it. I liked the fact that he's set up clearly by the guards, because that was set up earlier in the film, and then also that like they leave him to die in a hallway, and he probably never had a guest, but for just a moment you thought his guest might be Lady Gaga, Lee Quinn, and that inversion I thought was clever, but further exemplifies that Todd Philipps never made a Joker movie. He made a Joker movie, and then when he was, given a sequel, he made Lee Quinn and a Joker, and that's okay if you want to stretch that to an Elseworld. It doesn't feel like a DC film, and that's okay. I don't think he ever intended to make one. He very much said in the first film he didn't want to make a comic book movie, and by the time he got to the second film, he said he didn't want to make a musical, and then made a full-fledged musical. So I think it's just some trolling, and I think that's kind of cheeky and Jokerish. I think the Joker is the conversation we're having. I think the Joker is Todd Philipps. I think the Joker is the snarkiness of this kind of freedom to make something like this, and I like the boldness of that. That's why I liked the movie, because it's bold, it's taking swings, not just the beautiful lighting and the beautiful directing, the wonderful frames and the big set pieces and the spectacle, which I did like. The beauty of this film is that it's bold and insane, and I liked that. I, again, didn't love this film. I'd much rather have a Joker movie that's actually the Joker. I'd much rather have something that feels like we're experiencing the psychological breakdown of someone in Arkham. I feel like Gotham in Penguin is Gotham. I feel like Gotham in Joker is not. Like, it's an Elseworld. So, I don't know. I like the ending. I like the inversions. I mentioned Harley Quinn as an inversion to Joker. I like that she's the one in strength and he's clamoring for her, and like she's the one in power. She checked herself into the hospital and checked herself right out. She's the one that controls the narrative. They throw away that line of grad school psychiatry just to appease, but like she's the one in power. I like that inversion because it's not the comic. I like the inversion of the laugh, which he barely does in this film as compared to the first. The music is that. It's just as overwhelming. It's just as overpowering. But it is his coping mechanism. It's like a pacifier. It's like a nourishing. Like the laughter is pain. The song is a balm on the wound. I thought that was really interesting. And like the La La Land-esque song breaks, instead of being an outburst of joy like in a Disney film or in love, they're love sometimes, but they're sad and they're broken. And I liked the way the musical elements were used. I did think they did too many of them, and I did think it threw off the pacing, and I did think the tones were disparate. Again, 3 stars. Not gonna clear my top 20 of the year. But I think that people are saying, I don't think it's worth I think it's at 40% Rotten Tomatoes, meaning 60% of critics didn't think this even passed. Like, it's not 40% bad, or 40% good, 60% bad. It's that 40% of however many critics thought it wasn't passable. This film is passable. That doesn't mean they should make more of them. But Todd Philipps literally quit the day after the premiere. He left DC Studios the day after the premiere. This feels like him just making the bold insanity he wanted to. The first film should have been called A Comedian or The Clown, and it wouldn't have made the money, though. And then the second one was like kind of a commentary on that. I do feel like this is a very expensive epilogue to the first film, but it's kind of a jab at the people that misread the character to me. And art is interpretive, but my experience with this film was, if you thought that Joker was a protagonist, this film was the answer to that, and he's dead on the floor, because he's not. That character killed people, and we shouldn't glorify that. That character was not able to be in society. And I'm not saying that he didn't get there because of circumstances outside his control, but his answer to that was murder, and then we glorified that. And I think this film was the answer to that. So I think mental health is extremely important, and the first film pretended to acknowledge that, and the second film didn't even pretend. I think it has some amazing performances, but I feel like Joaquin Phoenix and his wife Rooney Mara and maybe Todd Philipps care about, you know, mental health and certain elements there, but the films don't go, this is a healthy individual, look to him, and it literally glorifies a murderer the whole time. The whole courtroom scene is like, yeah, it's not so bad, let's all make it fun and a joke. You have to kill this character. You cannot have these antagonists as protagonists not have consequences. I thought it was an interesting choice to make an entire film to make a consequence to the reaction of the first film. That's why I like it. So those are my thoughts on Joker Folie à Deux with full spoilers, and why I like the ending, why I like the inversion of music versus the laugh/cough, why I like the inversion of Harley Quinn and Joker's, the power play, the power structure. Arthur Fleck would not be stronger than Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn would not look up to Arthur Fleck. Lee Quinn wouldn't look up to Arthur Fleck either. She would manipulate and use him because he's easily manipulated. That's the character. That's why it's not the Joker. Todd Phillips said this guy would never be the clown prince of crime, and it shows. These are important facts. These are important elements of the film. It is a Joker Folie à Deux. It is a stand-up comedian. It is a comic on a stage. It's not the Joker. And I think if you accept that, you might enjoy the film more. This was never going to have Batman in it. It was never going to be anything actually in that vein. But, yeah, I'm curious how this video goes over. I feel like people coming at, you know, the corners of society that are really loud about glorifying things are always fun. I mean, he didn't even do the Joker makeup. He did a Joker makeup. That's kind of the movie to me. I always thought it was trolling. I thought the first film was very dangerous, and I thought it was going to incite violence and instigate the wrong people. And then I feel like the second film was kind of like, hey, are we the baddies? And I think that's an important message. Hope you liked this review. It's a little different. Let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like in this video. Please let me know what you thought of Joker Folie à Deux. Those are the reasons I liked it. I thought it was bold. And, yeah, I'm curious how this video goes. Hit that subscription bell if you like videos like this for more odd rants by way of reviews. I might do more rants like this. This was fun for me. Let me know. Leave a like. Leave a subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave things. Leave as well. I'm going to leave.